Hello guys. I'm Wisdom, a web backend developer. While going through my old codes, I found this. This looks bulky and can slow down someone's application. Then I thought of optimizing the code and make it cleaner and straight to the point by following the DRY, which means don't repeat yourself principles. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how we are going to optimize these whole lines of code into just 2 lines of code. Before we go any more further, I would like to say, this video tutorial isn't for absolute beginners in Laravel framework. So for you to follow along with this video tutorial, you must have known the basic of Laravel framework. Please, if you find this video helpful and informative, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You can as well share with your friends, thanks. This is the form we're going to use to collect user basic information. This form was built with basic HTML and Bootstrap. We are storing the user's first name, last name, country, phone number and email. Now let's move to our code editor. We have here our welcome blade file which displays the form I just showed you now. Like I said before, the form is collecting the first name, last name, country, phone number, and email of a user. On the header we have Bootstrap CSS CDN, and at the bottom of the page, we have the Bootstrap JavaScript CDN. Let's see what we got in the controller. This code validates the user's data and store it in the database. Next, we have the root, which renders the blade and processes data from the form. Let's go back to the browser and try to submit the form with the current code we already have. As you can see, the validations work fine, and it's actually going to save the data from the form to the database. Let's quickly fill up the form and submit, to see what we got. Unfortunately, we are not going to get any error. The data is actually going to submit without any errors. The problem here is, why writing bulky and shitty codes, when you can actually make it cleaner and fast in your application? Okay, let's try to shorten the code and try not to repeat ourselves by storing the validation data array inside a variable, and pass it to the Laravel eloquent create method. Actually, this is going to shorten the lines of code, but we can still make it better and more optimized by using a form request class that contains validation logic. Let's try to submit the form again and see if everything works fine. Oops! We got an error. This often happens when we try to send a bunch of fields on the model in a single go, rather than one by one. Let's fix this by blocking all fields from being mass assignable. Let's go to the model and put this line of code. This line of code blocks all fields from being mass assignable. This also works fine. But we need more cleaner and more optimized code. This time around we're going to relieve the controller of the job of validating input fields and assign them to the form request class. Let's go to the terminal and create the form request class using the PHP artisan make request command. After creating the form request class, it will create a folder inside your controller folder, named requests. That's if the folder doesn't exist. Inside the requests folder, you're going to find the form request class you just created. Let's open the request class and authorize requests. By returning true inside the authorize method, by default, it's set to false. Let's now copy the validation rules array inside the controller, and paste it inside the rules method, which is inside the form request class. Instead of using the Laravel normal form request class, we are going to replace it with the form request class we created as a parameter inside the store method. Let's remove the validation rules inside the controller, as we already have them inside the form request class we created. We are going to get the input field's data array from the request variable inside the parameter, which we can get through the validated method, and now pass it to the create method to save the data. As you can see, our code looks more cleaner now. And don't forget to import the form request class you created inside the controller before using it. Let's go back to our browser and see if everything still works fine. Yeah, everything still works fine. If you love this tutorial and find it to be useful and informative, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more of this. You can also share with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you some other time.